My dear viewers, hello and welcome to a new episode of our program Culture Magazine, during which we bring you the latest cultural events that are taking place in Egypt. Please stay tuned.
Minister of Culture Dr. Navini Kileni inaugurated the plastic art exhibition, Egypt is as Big as the World, which is held in cooperation between the General Authority for Cultural Palaces, headed by Amr al-Basyuni, and the Fine Arts Sector, headed by Dr. Walid Khanouch, in the presence of an elite group of ambassadors from a number of countries at the Palace of Arts in the courtyard of the Cairo Opera House. The Minister of Culture inspected the works participating in the exhibition, which aimed to shed light on a group of achievements and positive transformations that Egypt has witnessed in light of the 2030 vision and achieving sustainable development goals in all fields in the new republic. The exhibit serves as an incubating platform for the works of 121 visual artists who are influential in the artistic movement in Egypt, who shared their joint artistic and creative experiences. These works of art reflect the Egyptian identity and express the challenges that the state faces to achieve the comprehensive development plan in the cultural, artistic, and other fields through the use of various techniques, materials, and artistic methods. Dr. Navini Kileni said this exhibition represents a lively gathering that brings together the creativity of a distinguished elite of plastic artists who have documented with their works the progress that Egypt is witnessing in all areas of life. She emphasized the importance of plastic arts in forming the human personality and elevating the conscience. The minister explained that the plastic art movement represents a pivotal and authentic part of Egyptian culture with its diverse creative streams. The Minister of Culture also praised the high artistic level of the participating artistic works, the diversity they embodied in terms of creative trends, and the extent of their ability to draw the distinct features of the Egyptian personality. She hailed the cooperation efforts between the sectors of the ministry in organizing such creative forums, which are represented in their content, which is an inspiring model that enriches the Egyptian plastic arts movement. The Nubia Museum in Aswan is one of the most important regional historical museums in Egypt and a famous tourist attraction in Aswan. The idea of its establishment coincided with the end of the international campaign to save the antiquities of Nubia in the 60s of the last century, until the foundation stone for the museum was laid in 1986, and it was opened to the public on November 23rd, 1997. The Nubia Museum is located at the entrance of the city of Aswan on a high hill next to the Islamic Fatima domes. Its design was inspired by the traditional architecture of the Nubian village. The Nubia Museum is one of the most important regional historical museums in Egypt and a great tourist attraction in Aswan. The idea of establishing and opening the museum began in 1997 by UNESCO to include the results of excavations in the areas of Nubian temples, reviewing Nubian customs, traditions, and language from the beginning of prehistoric times until the modern times. The museum building was designed in the style of traditional architecture of a Nubian village, and the design was finished with the sandstone and pink granite. In 2001, the building won the Aga Khan Award for Architecture. The museum consists of 3 floors that include a number of artifacts, the most notable of which is a statue of King Ramses II from the 19th dynasty and a skeleton from the prehistoric era, a number of iron weapons, crowns made of silver and inlaid with agate, horse saddles, silver jewelry, and some pottery.
The cultural exchange between Egypt and other countries makes the nations come to know each other more. Let's watch the following segment.
On the occasion of the 100th anniversary of the birth of the national leader of Azerbaijan, Heydar Aliyev, and in cooperation with the Embassy of the Republic of Azerbaijan in Egypt and the Cairo Opera House, a concert was held under the title Azerbaijani Flair for the Cairo Symphony Orchestra, led by the renowned Azerbaijani maestro Yelchin Adigozalov, and with the participation of the pianist Bigana Akhondova.
Today's event, it's one of the events in line of the number of activities which we perform during this year in Egypt, starting from kickboxing tournament, academic cultural event, publication of book, and this one is one of the most greatest and important one because it's first time in the scene of the Cairo Opera. Music will be performed dedicated to the great memory of our national leader, who is the founder of independent Azerbaijan. We regained our independence in 1991 after the collapse of Soviet Union, and since then Heydar Aliyev played enormous vital role in the life of Azerbaijan on building independence of country, building sovereignty of country, bringing it to the international scene. And his activities, especially on Oriental East, also is very remarkable. So he introduced Azerbaijan to the Muslim world, to the Arabic world, and from that perspective, his role is in life of Azerbaijani people, Azerbaijani country is enormous and unbelievably high. Azerbaijan is an integral part of Islamic Ummah, but parallel to that, we have historical links with Egypt. Yes, as you correctly mentioned, Azerbaijan enjoys the old history, ancient old history. Maybe not so old like Egyptian, but still we have a very great past. From this point, we have a lot of linkages, cultural, religious. We have a lot of communication between two countries, starting from medieval time. And in the modern history of Azerbaijan, we can proudly say that our great leader, Heydar Aliyev, started his first journey to the African continent from Egypt in 1994 by paying official visit holding the numbers of meeting here, important meeting, and we always value the support of Egypt to Azerbaijan during our first years of independence, when it was a very hard time for us. We were under the pressure of the occupation of our territories, but Egypt always kept his support to Azerbaijan, kept his support to our integrity and sovereignty, and which it's very valuable for all of us. Our President Ilham Aliyev also paying huge attention to the relation between two countries. He paid his official visit to Egypt in 2007, and we're proud that this year, January of this year, His Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi paid his first historical visit to Azerbaijan. It was the first visit of President of Egypt to Azerbaijan, which opened a new milestone on bilateral relation between two countries. Definitely, as I said, both countries enjoy a deep history, a very rich history, but parallel to that, we are proud that Azerbaijan is a new destination for Egyptian tourists and vice versa for Azerbaijani tourists. We already have a direct flight between Sharm el-Sheikh and capital of Azerbaijan, Baku, but we believe that in the future we can enjoy the opening of the new flight between Cairo and Baku, my capital. We already have two districts who are established brotherhood relation, sisterhood relation. It's Galubia and Absheron district in Azerbaijan. Also, it's Sharm el-Sheikh and Galaba district in Azerbaijan. So we have intensive visits on a high level, but on a level of people, it's even more remarkable. We have very intensive political cooperation and communication, which unfortunately do not coincide with our business relation. I have to mention that business relation turnover between countries, it's very low, which do not coincide or do not fit to the real political cooperation between two countries. And we believe that with mutual efforts, we can reach the highest level on this matter in the coming future. I should mention that first opera on Oriental East was written in Azerbaijan in 1905, many years ago. And from this point, we can definitely say that we have a lot of things to share. Again, for us, it's huge proud that today Azerbaijani music will be performed on the scene of Cairo Opera, where Aida was performed first time, and which is very remarkable. And we also are proud of the fact that today two popular artists of Azerbaijan, well-known artists of Azerbaijan, Maestro Yalchin Adgözalov and piano player Yegana Khanım here, and they will play for the local people, as they will perform Azerbaijani classical music. I should also mention that all of this music, not all, but most of them were performed here before. So Egyptian public know and value Azerbaijani classical music. But again, to refresh it with new players from Azerbaijan, with solo, with conductor, it will bring new taste and new flavor, which definitely will open another page on our bilateral cultural relation between our nations. Inshallah, for sure, it's one of the plans for next year. Then we will have in one of the hotels of Cairo, Sharm el-Sheikh, or Luxor, Aswan. I travel to all of these destinations, where we can have weeks of Azerbaijani cuisine, where we can introduce rich Azerbaijani cuisine, our culture via meat and other dishes to the local public. I know that Egyptian people love the sweets, and Azerbaijani sweets are very different from what you have here. I'm pretty sure that same like Umali is popular in Azerbaijan, our pahlava, shekerpra, and other sweets also will be popular here. And from this point, yes, we need to encourage also business people to pay more attention to cooperation, which is mutually beneficial for both sides.
The program included a group of works by the most important composers in Azerbaijan, including Capriccio of Azerbaijan, a piano concerto on Arabic tunes by Fekhret Amirov, and Adagio and Waltz from the Ballet of the Seven Beauties by Garagariev, Caravan by Sultan Hagibyov, Adagio from the Ballet of Good and Evil by Tawfiq Bakhanov, and Waltz Concerto by Niazi.
It's my first visit in Egyptian. I hope don't last. Very important day for Azerbaijan Egyptian culture, French, and very famous opera building, house, Cairo Opera, very famous, very interesting for me. And we play very interesting program. You're listening Arabian concert for piano and orchestra, Azerbaijan Capriccio. Now we play second part, second movement, we play Caravan. Sultan Hagibeyev write this piece after visit in the Egyptian. Very interesting. I think, I hope for listening. And I hope next year maybe we continue cooperation, and yes, and of course many thanks Mr. Ambassador of Azerbaijan, Ambassador Azerbaijan, and Cairo Symphony Orchestra, Maestro Al Sayed. Thank you. I think we go cooperation, and we made a big new project in Egyptian. I don't know now. I don't know. I think we have conversation, of course. We have conversation about new project. I think maybe yesterday I go in the pyramid, understand, and first time in the pyramid, of course, fantastic and very interesting. I think maybe to go and we made concerts in the pyramid, before the pyramid, after the pyramid. Very interesting. Inshallah, very important, and for Egyptian very important, and for Azerbaijan very important. We Orient, Orient country, and big Azerbaijan. Every time the big composer school, because Karayev and Sultan Gajibekov study in Shostakovich. My father is student in Karayev, third generation. I am fourth generation musician. My son, fifth generation. Yes, this is traditional. This is very interesting, and of course, thanks for homemade and for concert, for building, for people, Arabian people, very hard. Thank you. New generation. I think new orchestra and young generation, but this orchestra had big traditional, big history. Yes, this orchestra many years. Cairo Symphony Orchestra.
It is worth noting that Haidar Aliyev was born in 1923 and died in 2003. He was the former president of Azerbaijan and the general national leader. Aliyev worked throughout his life to strengthen independence and territorial integrity of the Republic of Azerbaijan, and his reign witnessed a period of radical changes and transformations on the path to building the modern state.
I think today is a very important day, a very important event, and this is event dedicated for our big leader, Haidar Aliyev, and organized from our embassy. I think I am very glad to take part in this event, and I'm very glad to perform with Cairo Symphonic Orchestra. 2-3 days is very important for me, and we will be friends, we will be musician friends, and I think our relation will be continue, and I think today's concert will be good. I am pianist many years. I am vice rector of Baku Music Academy in Azerbaijan, and I performed in many countries, and Azerbaijan music and foreign music is world composers. And today I am in Cairo. It's a very important day for me. And I think our very great composer Fikret Amirov lived here and many years ago, and composed concert of the Arabian themes. This is concert dedicated to your music, to Arabian music. And I think today is holiday for our country together. It's very, very important. I think maybe we can, our relation between our education, music education, college or conservatoire, between Baku Music Academy, maybe Cairo Conservatoire, it's very, it's need for our musician friendship. I think I am vice rector of education music academy. I think maybe I will think about it too.
Under Haidar's leadership, Azerbaijan entered a new phase in its contemporary history and became an active state in the international community and drew the world's attention to the rising state in the Caucasus region. The population had the sole leader, and the people even gave him the title Father. Azerbaijan combines a diverse and heterogeneous set of elements which developed under the influence of the Turkic, Iranic and Caucasian cultures, including its distinct cuisine, literature, folk art and music. It is a culture that continues to be influenced by its geographical location in the Caucasus, owning a unique, rich culture. Shuruq Bikir, Cultural Magazine.
The Ministry of Culture is always keen on preserving heritage in the field of art. Let's watch the following segment.
The Sultan Al Ghuri complex was built between the years 1503 and 1505. This huge complex consists of a Khanaqa, mausoleum, Sabil Kuttab, mosque and madrasa, and is located at Al-Mu'izz li-Din-Allah Street in Cairo, Egypt. The structure lies on both sides of Al-Mu'izz li-Din-Allah Street. The funerary complex has a remarkable layout as a double architectural composition with two blocks straddling the main street in the heart of medieval Cairo. The complex was designed to reveal its minaret and dome composition to an onlooker coming from the south. The main facade of the funerary compound is paneled with recesses crowned with rectangular markings, including windows of various shapes. The main portal leads to an unusual two opposite entrances, the one on the right-hand side leading to the mausoleum and the other to the Khanaqah. On the northern edge, Sabil Kuttab projects into the street with three facades. The mausoleum on the south side of the interior presently has only its rectangular base and transition zone. The dome, made of brick and covered completely with green tiles, collapsed at the beginning of the century. On the left or north side of the entrance resides the Khanaqah, though no living units were attached to it. The Waqf deed says that Sufis had their meetings there.
Well, with this, my dear viewers, we come to the end of this episode of our program, The Cultural Magazine. I hope you've enjoyed being with me. Please wait for me in the next episode. Until then, it's goodbye.